Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am not here with Geeky Sparkles. We're going to talk about IDW Publishing. I don't know how they stay in business. I don't know why they're still in business, but they just had another round of layoffs. I mean, like another round of layoffs. This company has been bleeding money and bleeding staff for 6 or 7 years now. It's insane how much money this company has lost. And I don't know what the end game is for IDW. I have no idea. I don't know what's going to take for them to just pack it in. Like, all they're doing now are licensed comics, and they're losing those licenses. They lost Transformers and G.I. Joe to Skybound, and Skybound is knocking it out of the park with the Energon Universe sales. They're doing hundreds of thousands of sales on some of the issues of the Energon Universe. And this is something that IDW could have done if they had different leadership, I think. And how the mighty have fallen, I don't think anybody that started the company is still with the company. I don't even know what it is. People have showed pictures of the offices before, and it looks like an apartment under construction. Like, I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know how they're still in business. We're going to talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. So we've been kind of chronicling the demise of IDW Publishing, when we talk about the demise of the direct market, the direct comic book market. And IDW was, at one point in time, a pretty reputable publisher. I mean, they had a lot of really great stuff. They had a lot of really great licenses. I actually did work for them. I did a little bit of Transformers work. I did some Disney work for them. It's actually one of my covers. I did variant cover. It goes for quite a bit of money now, I guess, too, weirdly enough. But it's been years since I've done anything for them. At least 10 years. And the company is unrecognizable. I don't know what the hell is going on over there. And they just have lost license after license. They actually had a shot at doing Marvel, taking over the Marvel license. As I understand it, talking to somebody from the Disney side of publishing worldwide, they told me that they were being, or not IDW in particular, but that Disney was looking at jobbing out all of their Marvel comics to somebody that wanted to be in the business of publishing comic books, because Disney really didn't want to be in the business of publishing comic books. They bought Marvel for the movies. They didn't buy Marvel because they wanted to publish comic books. And they were trying to outsource Marvel Comics like they outsource pretty much everything else they do. And IDW happened to be there, and they were tested, I guess, with a couple of Marvel books they did, like Spider-Man, Captain Marvel, Avengers, and they failed. And they failed with Star Wars. And and they've lost those licenses, and they did not get to be the company that, did Marvel Comics, which is probably good news for the people working on Marvel Comics, right? Because I don't know if they would have had a job. But they did hire some Marvel people. They got Heather Antos working over there, which is interesting. We're going to talk about the layoffs because there's one name that did come up in regards to the layoffs. It was Heather Antos, and they put this up on Facebook, and somebody's like, "Oh my God, is she still there?" And they're like, "How dare you, you misogynist? How dare you ask if Heather's still there?" Of course she is. So pretty much like everybody except Heather Antos got fired from IDW. This is Rich Johnston. 2 days ago, major redundancies hit IDW Publishing. He says he's being told that many redundancies are getting gone from IDW. He said, "I'm writing this from a pub in London with a number of creators who work for IDW Publishing, wondering what is going on. As I am telling you, I'm telling them that is not good." And this is kind of like Scout Comics too. This is kind of like, what was the other publisher? They're actually here in Pittsburgh. Action Lab. Like, nobody knows what's going on with these people. They have to find out from the media. As I'm telling you, I'm telling them, because as I type this, I'm being told many redundancies, many employees that we can't afford to pay anymore at the California-based comic book publisher and TV movie producer behind the likes of Winona Earp, Dirk Gently, James Mean, and Charles Mile Pony, blah, 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 blah. They are going to get gone. He said, "I did tell you last week that many shoes would be dropping this week, and this is just one. follows a series of redundancies and reorganizations last year at IDW. This is what he's hearing. Again, 2 days ago, Amber Huerta, Chief People Officer. Well, if you're not going to hire any people, why do you need a people officer? Tamia Spoon, I don't even know who these people are. Senior HR Manager, Daniela Diorio, Director of Development, Dion Caraco, Project Manager. I don't know who this person is. Kristen Simon, Group Editor, Collections, Graphic Novels. Not familiar. Again, everybody I worked with or that I knew that worked there got gone ages ago. Like, this company is completely unrecognizable. Now, weirdly about IDW, and we talked about this before with, comic book cancel culture. A lot of the people that I worked with at IDW, when we made that very first video talking about some of the weirdness we've seen in the comic book industry in regards to groupthink and online mobs and cancel culture, and we didn't name names. I don't think we named names in that video. And I had almost every damn person from IDW unfollow me. And we were not Comicsgate. We were not we were just like, hey, there's some weird stuff that goes on in the comic book industry. And we can safely talk about it now because I decided in about 2015 I wasn't going to work in comics full time anymore because it's not a good place to work, especially after what happened last week. I mean, I cannot tell you in good faith, if you're not already established in the industry, the mainstream industry, to go to work there. Like, just don't. Like, you literally can do anything else. Go find another job somewhere else, some other industry, and make comics on the side. I mean, I hate to be that guy, but it's so bad. It's so bad. But so Rich says IDW had already cut about 40% of its staff in the last few years, and a number of people have quit in the past year. Bling Cool offers commiserations and well wishes to those suffering the slings and arrows. We hope for better days. I don't think there's going to be better days. Update. IDW have provided the following statement to Bleeding Cool. IDW did make the tough but strategic decision to reduce 5 positions today. I didn't even know they had 5 people on their staff anymore. This is part of a strategy to create a more efficient IDW and one that will be better able to delight fans for years and years to come. You don't have years and years, IDW. You are rotten milk. You are probably 5 years past your expiration date. How the hell this company is still in business is mind-boggling. I have no idea. They basically gambled all their money on Hollywood deals. That blew up. They were doing tabletop games, and they were actually doing very, very well with tabletop games. Well, they shut that division down. They had some of the best licenses on the planet, and then they burned them down with ideology, I'm going to be honest, and subpar creative in some cases. And they lost those licenses. Transformers, G.I. Joe, Star Wars. I don't think they do Star Wars. They still do Star Trek, but nobody cares about Star Trek. Star Wars and Marvel, they lost that, and Disney. And what the hell? What? You have to try to fail this hard. And then they turn around and blame the customers every time. We're grateful for the years of commitment and hard work and wish abundant success to those affected. We can't afford your ass anymore. Do they have comments on this article? Let's see. Not very many. Tough but strategic decision. Ray Cornwall says, not only have they gotten rid of HR, but Amber is also the COO. Who's left? Yeah, I don't even know who's left. So the only people I know that are, Heather Ontos for sure is still there because somebody specifically asked and got blasted on social media for asking. Bob, thank you, Bob. How is IDW still in business? I guess turtles are the only thing they have. Have you not been seeing the success of Beneath the Trees? They always seem to have a gem in the rough out there. This person says Star Trek, Power Rangers, My Little Pony, and Godzilla, and Power Rangers is actually Boom. And Boom is doing, I believe, better, considerably better than IDW. I mean, they don't know what they are. They when I was there, they were not taking pitches for creator-owned content, and then they wanted to pivot to creator-owned content. But as they're trying to pivot to creator-owned content, like the house is burning down. Like, who the hell would trust them? And then they weren't paying people. Like, who the hell would trust them? I mean, God, you go out to their stock. This is their stock. This is 2019, 5 years. $24 a share. We're down to 44 cents a share. They were trading high at like $50 a share. I mean, this is just abysmal. Look at this. Like, this is when they were like doing their Netflix deals, and they had a little bit of a drop off in 2016, and then just, yeah. I mean, this is just, they're penny stocks now. This is ridiculous. Weren't they delisted? I thought they were delisted. I thought they were delisted from the stock exchange, but no, apparently they're still on there because we can see what a colossal failure this company is. You know, and they've been laying people off for years. Years. I mean, here's an article on Comics Beat. Back in a year ago, April 2023, they're going to reorganize. Like 2020, April furloughs become May layoffs due to COVID-19. No, due to low fucking sales. You're not selling enough comics to stay in business. I don't know how they stay in business. Bridget Alverson, she points it out. Last year, same thing. Stock is in the gutter. How is this company still in business? I don't understand it. I really don't. I mean, they don't have anything spectacular. They actually had Transformers and G.I. Joe, and they blew both of those up. Transformers became all about gender ideology, right? It was a confusing mess with a whole bunch of factions and a bunch of fan fiction. Basically, everything that goes to IDW, save for a handful of titles, becomes fan fiction. You know, and I think it's because their page rates are so freaking ridiculously low that the people they get are the fanfic types that just want to work on these licensed characters, but they don't really have anything that's theirs. Meanwhile, Skybound gets the license that they fucked up, Transformers and G.I. Joe, and they're selling, what, 200,000 Transformers #1? That's pretty impressive in 2024. I'm just saying, could have been you, IDW, but most of these titles, like the G.I. Joe books especially, they settle at around like 5,000 issues. It's just, it's I don't understand it. Sonic, I guess they still have Sonic, but whatever. I don't know, guys. Just I'm telling you right now, if you work for IDW, get the hell out of this company as soon as possible, because I do not. You know what? I've been saying this for 5 years. Fuck it. They're never going to die. This company is never going to die. They're like the cockroaches of the comic book industry. So there you go. If you want to take a chance working for IDW, go for it. I'm going to wrap this one up. Please subscribe. We'll talk later.